After 2 years of war in Gaza, a historic ceasefire has finally been reached, brokered by US President Donald Trump. The deal was hammered out in Egypt and signed off on by both Israel and Hamas earlier this month, marking what many are calling a major diplomatic breakthrough. I'm Grant with Phrasal Verb News, the show where you learn real English through real stories and walk away with something interesting to talk about with your colleagues. First, I'll break down the story, then explain the phrasal verbs with examples, y también les voy a dar una breve explicación en español para que todo quede más claro. Here are a few details of the deal. As part of the first phase, Hamas handed over 20 Israeli hostages, while Israel released nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners. The exchange almost fell apart at one point when Hamas delayed sending the list of names, but after some tense hours, both sides managed to sort it out, and the transfer eventually went off without a hitch. Trump later bragged that this wasn't the first time he pulled off a big deal, calling it, quote unquote, the most beautiful peace agreement ever made. The plan includes a gradual withdrawal of Israeli forces, a new international peacekeeping force, and billions in aid to help rebuild Gaza. For now, the ceasefire seems to be holding, a rare moment of calm in one of the world's most turbulent areas, and proof that even the toughest negotiations can be brokered when both sides decide enough is finally enough. Let's go over today's expression. I'll explain what they mean, show how they're used in the story, and give you a business or everyday example so you can start using them naturally. First, we have broker a deal. This means to arrange or negotiate an agreement between two sides. For example, President Trump brokered the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The firm brokered a partnership between two tech giants. En español es como mediar un acuerdo. Por ejemplo, el embajador medió un acuerdo de paz entre los países. End question. Who usually brokers deals or partnerships in your company? Next, we have sign off on something. This is to officially approve or give final permission for something. Both Israel and Hamas signed off on the peace agreement. The manager needs to sign off on all expenses over $1,000. En español es como aprobar o dar el visto bueno. Por ejemplo, el director dio el visto bueno al nuevo presupuesto. And the question, what kind of things does your boss have to sign off on? Next, we have hand over something or someone. This means to give control or possession of something to another person or group. For example, Hamas handed over 20 Israeli hostages as part of the agreement. After the merger, the CEO handed over control to the new management team. En español es como entregar o ceder el control. Por ejemplo, la empresa entregó los documentos al auditor. And the question, have you ever had to hand over a project or client to someone else? Next, we have go off without a hitch. This means to happen smoothly and successfully without any problems. For example, after a few delays, the hostage exchange went off without a hitch. The new product launch went off without a hitch. Everything worked perfectly. En español es como salir sin problemas o sin contratiempos. Por ejemplo, la conferencia salió sin contratiempos. And the question, when was the last time something important went off without a hitch? Next, we have sort something out. This means to resolve or fix a problem or confusion. For example, when Hamas delayed the release list, negotiators managed to sort it out. We need to sort out the payment issues before signing the new contract. En español es como resolver o solucionar. Por ejemplo, tenemos que resolver el problema con el proveedor. And a question, what's something at work that you had to sort out under pressure? Lastly, we have pull something off. This means to succeed in doing something difficult. For example, Trump bragged that he had pulled off one of the biggest peace deals in history. The marketing team pulled off an incredible campaign with a small budget. En español es como lograr o conseguir algo difícil. Por ejemplo, lograron un acuerdo que nadie creía posible. And a question, have you ever pulled off something that seemed impossible at first? To wrap up, After months of tension, negotiators finally brokered a historic peace deal. Both sides signed off on the plan, Hamas handed over the hostages, and despite some last-minute chaos, the exchange went off without a hitch. In the end, they sorted it out, and Trump proudly said it wasn't the first time he pulled off a big deal. Whatever your opinion on the people involved, it's great to see that they signed a peace agreement, and hopefully we'll have peace in this region many, many years to come. Gracias por escuchar. I'm Grant with Phrasal Verb News, where we learn real English through real stories. See you next time.